Man only needs a lighter. He can hypnotize any opponent in a second. He can command people not to hurt him, and even change his face to look like someone they trust the most. But this time, after his opponent got hit by his hypnosis, that guy still had confidence that without attacking him directly, he could make him come over and take a hit. He didn't get what that meant at first. Then the bullet the other guy fired upward just landed, and hit a bomb hidden behind him. With the blast from that explosion, his face landed right on the other guy's fist. Turns out all of this was Jack's carefully calculated move. He used to be a top assassin in the underworld, but got hit by a biological weapon, which turned his body back to middle school age. But Mid didn't know any of that at first. He just thought Jack had decent shooting skills. Because he couldn't win in a direct fight, he used his best hypnosis technique to lure the nearby guards over. Jack didn't know about the hypnosis. He thought they were just drawn by the noise. That hesitation gave Mid the opening he needed. If Jack dodged from that position, the guards would get shot. So the next second, he did something shocking. He used his own bullet to knock Mid's bullet out of the air, and somehow, he actually pulled it off. That kind of godlike skill made Mid think of one person right away, a legendary assassin who vanished not long ago. That guy was most famous for his incredible gun skills, but Jack's age and appearance didn't match what Mid remembered. Either way, he didn't think his hypnosis would lose. He hadn't shown his real trick yet. The next second, he controlled a guard to launch a sneak attack. Jack dodged by instinct, then knocked the guard out with one hit. That weird scene made Jack realize what Mid's ability was, but that kind of trick didn't matter much to him. No matter how many normal people came at him, they weren't a threat. But just as he thought that, he heard a commotion from the crowd nearby. That's when he realized Mid had hypnotized the regular people in the area before Jack even got there. That made things really tricky. He had no choice but to keep running. Then a few fire trucks showed up, probably because of the explosion earlier. Someone called them in to put out the fire, but he soon noticed these firefighters were also under Mid's control. But that actually worked in his favor, because the water hoses they were holding could help him solve this problem. He could spray them awake without hurting anyone. After a fierce water hose battle, those people were all taken out of action. But right at that moment, someone suddenly got close to him. Then he realized it was his classmate Chisato. She was really curious about the gun in his hand. He was about to tell her it was a toy, but Chisato suddenly told him to look at something. When he saw it was a lighter, it was already too late.
3つ数える。3つ数えてライターが閉まる音を聞いたら、お前はリンドを数はエイジに攻撃することができない。3、2、1。
That was Mid's hypnosis. Caught off guard, he got fully hit by it. But Chisato wasn't working with Mid. Turns out Mid was also a master of disguise. He disguised himself as Chisato, just to catch Jack off guard. Now that he was under hypnosis, he couldn't attack Mid at all. But he wasn't about to give up. He came up with a bold idea. He suddenly fired 3 shots into the air. Mid thought it was just useless arrogance, so he didn't pay it much attention. But then, Jack shot the water hose nearby. He couldn't attack Mid, but he could definitely do that. In the chaos, he hit himself. But Mid wasn't as panicked as before. Jack was already under his hypnosis. He was just a lamb waiting to be slaughtered. To lure him out, Mid grabbed a hostage right away. If Jack didn't come out, he'd hurt them. But the scene felt really backward, because normally, the roles of the hostage taker and the victim would be swapped. But Jack wasn't planning to stay hidden forever. When he felt the time was right, he walked out on his own, and even dropped his gun obediently. Seeing him so cooperative, Mid kindly let him say his last words, but Jack just asked him to take off the mask. He didn't